All right. Could you tell me your full name, please?
My full name is Katarina Hella, but everyone calls me Katie.
Okay, perfect. And are you working or are you a student?
I'm working now.
Could you tell me about your job?
I work as an actress and model, so I work in the entertainment industry, which is a lot of fun.
And what do you like most about your job?
I like that you get to meet so many new people, you get to go to so many new places, and it's always different. So it's really exciting.
Okay. And could you tell me about your hometown?
I'm originally from Vienna. Vienna is the capital of Austria. And I lived there until I was 16, and then after that, it was like on and off. So I went back and forth.
Okay. And what's the best thing about your hometown?
I would say the best thing is that it's like a really traditional city. So it has a lot of really beautiful old buildings and palaces and cafes. And it just has this like really special atmosphere. And it's very peaceful and quiet.
Great. Is there anything you dislike about it?
Yeah, like one thing I dislike is, for example, the subway and the train system, because there's so many delays. So usually you have to wait for a while and you can never really be sure if the subway will actually arrive on time or not. So that's a bit of a problem.
Okay. Now we're going to talk about being happy. So has anything made you feel happy recently?
Yeah, there have been a lot of things that made me feel happy, but especially I've been working out a lot recently. And so when I see my progress, that makes me feel really happy. So when you stand in front of the mirror in the morning and you see that, you know, you can see the lines of your muscles popping out a little bit more, that makes you feel really proud and happy.
Great. And what do you do in your daily life to stay happy?
I try to always switch things up a little bit so that it doesn't get boring. So I try to go to new places on the weekend, for example, like always try out something new and then spend a lot of time with people I love. So yeah, those are the things that make me happy.
Okay. And is it possible for people to be happy all the time?
I don't think so. I think it's very human to feel a whole range of emotions. Like you can be sad sometimes or disappointed or angry or frustrated, but like acknowledging these emotions and then accepting them and finding a way back to feeling happy is what is important in my opinion.
Great. Now let's switch it up. Let's talk about some window view scenery. So from the window of your home, what scenery can you see?
I can see a lot of shops and a busy street, usually a lot of people and motorcycles. But I can also see the sky, so that's quite nice.
Okay. Do you think it's important to have a good view from your home?
Yeah, definitely. Like especially when you spend a lot of time at your desk, for example, it's so much nicer to look at, you know, nature or like the sky instead of just a wall. It makes you feel a lot more refreshed and motivated, I think.
Okay. And how do you feel when you're in a room where you can't see much scenery or nice view from the window?
It kind of makes you feel caged. Like you don't really feel connected to the world anymore because you don't see anything of the other, like the outer world. So you just feel like really stuck in that room.
Okay. All right. Lewis? All right. Perfect. Okay, so for part 2, now I've given you the question and a pen. So now I'll give you 1 minute to do some note taking.
Okay.
So you can begin. All right, now that's 1 minute now.
Okay.
Okay, so your question. Could you describe a person who you think wears unusual clothes?
Yeah, the person that came to my mind right away is my friend. She's Korean and she's, I think, 25 years old, if I could remember correctly. And we met at a music video shoot because she's also an actress. So we did this shoot together and it took 12 hours. And so we had to spend a lot of time together. We also had to act together. So we really just connected and got to know each other really well during that shoot. And the unusual thing that she does is that she always wears two coats on top of each other. So, for example, some people would wear like one of those inner coats first, and then they would put an outer coat on top of it. But she just wears two like full-blown winter coats on top of each other, which is quite strange. Like I've never seen that before. So yeah, but she always says she feels cold, so that's her method of dealing with the winter in Korea. Yeah, so that's quite unusual. But her style in general is unusual. Like she always dyes part of her hair red, so it's not all of her hair, but just like part of it. And then she would combine like workout clothes, like gym wear with heels, or the other way around, like a skirt and then like big sneakers. So that's the style that she's into usually.
Okay. Perfect. Yep. All right, let's begin part 3. So, do you think what people wear can influence their mood?
Oh, definitely. I think it's so important to wear something that makes you feel good, because if you wear clothes that make you look bad or that feel very tight and uncomfortable, it usually makes you feel annoyed, or it can be even a little bit exhausting if the clothes always they don't really fit well. And then if you look into the mirror and you don't like what you see, then obviously that also doesn't really make you feel confident and happy, I think.
Okay. And do you think it's a good idea to buy clothes online?
I think there are good points and bad points. So obviously if you buy clothes online, then you just have a lot more different styles to choose from. You can buy clothes from other countries even, which you can't if you have to go to a store, unless you're super rich. But that's definitely a big plus. But the downside is that you can't try the clothes on. Like you can't try them on, you can't even look at them or touch them to get a feel for the quality. So I think that's a big problem.
Absolutely. Do you think is online shopping for clothes popular in your country?
I think it's getting more and more popular. So when I compare it to like 10 or 20 years ago, then people definitely shop online way more now than back in the days.
And do you think in the future online shopping will totally replace shopping in stores?
I don't think it will totally replace it, because as I just said, there are still so many things you can't do when you shop online. So you can't check the quality, you can't check the fit, you also can't really trust all of those companies. You never know where your money will go or what you will get in the end. So I think there's still a lot of people who prefer to just shop in a regular store.
Okay. And in your country, what kind of clothes do people wear in the workplace?
It really depends on the workplace. So some people would really wear a suit or a blouse and a skirt to work, and then others would just come in jeans and a sweater. So it really depends on your position and the company you work for.
Okay. Do you think it's important for people to dress up a bit while they work?
I think it makes you feel, or it makes the whole environment feel more professional if everyone's dressed up a little. I think if it's too much, it can be a bit uncomfortable. So especially if you have to sit in front of a computer the whole day long, it doesn't really make sense to wear like a full suit. But to look a little bit nicer and to have this like slightly formal atmosphere, I think can be very helpful.
And do you think employers should get some input from employees regarding the company dress code?
Yeah, I think first of all it usually depends on the company and the company image, and then the job that the employees are doing, like if they are working with customers or just at the office. But I think it's definitely important to listen to your employees and see what they think about the dress code and what their ideas are, because they're ultimately the people who have to wear those clothes.
Exactly. And what are the differences between clothes worn by old people and clothes worn by younger people?
I think older people usually wear styles that are more conservative. So whether it's like the colors or just the style of the clothes, it's usually more simple. And then younger people, especially nowadays, like to wear bright colors and like clothes that don't have that much fabric, so you know, a little bit more cleavage or something. Yeah, so I think younger people wear a lot more different styles than older people.
Indeed. All right, I'll do this for part 3. Thank you. All right, so for this candidate, Katie, the score would be 9.0. Every category was very comfortable. Used a wide range of grammar structures, extremely fluent with good pronunciation, as you could see. Lexical resource as well. So for 9.0, we need full flexibility and precision in all topics, uses idiomatic languages naturally and accurately. And that, you know, that was true for the most part, but maybe there was a couple of instances where word choice could have been slightly different. But I would say overall her score would be 9.0 because she fulfilled all the requirements for the test. It was really well done.